I'm so happy and excited just to be here. This young man, I call him my little brother, is really my little brother. This is my baby brother. I was with him rocking on for his first project. We brought him to New York, and he just took off right after he left New York. Really, his career took off. So we're back at it a second time, you know. So I'm just happy just to be here to welcome you guys here as family and friends. Titus Showers, and just myself, just being able to be here and be in the room, and just to be able to show him love for his project. We want to get him, keep pushing him to the next level, just with love and with support. So with that being said, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to sit over there. I'm going to pass the mic to our distinguished host, Mr. Sherwyn Williams from Gospel Music College.
What's happening, y'all? How's everyone doing today? All right. I like it. We got a full house tonight. Full packed house. You guys showed up for Titus Showers, but you also showed up for gospel music, right? So we want to make sure that we're showing love to everyone that comes through New York. We're going to say, hey, New York is going to show up for gospel music. We're going to keep the society running, pretty smooth, and we're just going to be there. So thank you guys for showing up tonight. At this point, I typically would have welcomed Titus to the stage, but Titus is already on the stage already. So if you want him to go off and come back, let's just make it dramatic. Let's make it dramatic. All right. See, good. I had a little spiel set up, so let's pretend as though we just didn't see Titus. He's nowhere there. So good. And we're gonna start with now. So y'all, check this. We got a Louisiana native here with us today, 2-time Stellar nominee, multi-chart topping recording artist, songwriter, singer, Titus Sherwyn.
What a blessing, man. You guys are far too kind. God bless you.
That was much better, right?
That was so good. I always waited on a moment like that. What a blessing.
So Titus, man, thank you for being here with us today as you talk about your new project, Titus Showers. But there's a lot of new things that's happening with you because you recently got married, right?
Yes,
so
I was married, excited. I was just sharing with Jerome on the ride here. The best 2 months of my life. I feel like the weight is off my shoulder. Wow. God is blessing me. I just gotta stay in the honeymoon stage forever and ever,
I like that. See, you always know when someone just got married, right? You see that big smile.
Big smile,
They're hardly want to come out of the house. Their boys is texting them. He's just in the house all the time. I'm actually surprised he's out here, but you gotta come out to work. See what I'm talking about? You gotta come out to work. So I appreciate that. See me, I've been married now for over 10 years, so the wife can't wait for me to get out of the house. At this point, she's just like, just go. You don't gotta work tonight. You don't got something going on. But I'm happy for you guys. Congratulations. Now, kind of just taking it back before we get in. We're gonna be listening to a few of the tracks from your recently released album, Titus Showers. We're going to also be previewing for your eyes, first time before anyone else, the new music video. So, you guys can get a sneak peek of that. But, for anyone, that might not have known who Titus Showers is before now, and even for the ones that are, at the end of tonight, if you didn't know at the end of tonight, you're definitely going to know who he is. And for those that already know, you're just going to love him even more by the ending. But, just kind of take us back a little bit, because before you started your solo career, you were already singing, you were already doing music for a whole decade prior to that, right?
Right.
So you were there. So what was that backstory in that?
Definitely growing up as a PK son, my dad's a pastor in Louisiana, and he and my mother had 10 children. Absolutely. And we formed a group around the house singing at churches in Louisiana, and every time my dad would go off and preach, we would sing before he would minister, and we formed the group, The Showers. We worked on our cohesiveness, our harmony, everything that we needed to do, and the Lord continued to bless us in a mighty way. we came out with an independent project in 2008 or 9. And then my sister researched the business, and definitely the skies just continued to open up for us. We wrote on our second project, which was Stellar nominated, self-entitled The Showers. We had great writers, Dion Kippen, that's my brother, man. Myron Butler produced, Bruce Robinson Jr. and Sean Smooth Keys, absolutely my guy from Louisiana, produced our freshman project as a family. Researched the business again. God continued to open doors. We were Stellar nominated again in 2017 as a family. And the family have their husbands, the girls, and the brothers have their wives, so they wanted to focus on that, businesses and everything. And so they say, bro, go get it. And in 2019, I went solo, and the Lord has blessed me in a mighty way. #1 record on that first album. It's gonna be all right. Featured Jermaine Dolly, and shout out to Jerome Hunt, working the record, my management, the A&P record staff, my managers right here, Apostle Verl Howard, she's in the building as well. And I'm just excited about what the Lord did on that first project, and this project, He's even taking it higher, man. So I'm glad to have the support of my family. They have their businesses again, and I'm able to still work a 9 to 5 and be flexible on the road.
That's right.
Just don't tell the IRS on me that, I'm on the clock. So the Lord is blessing in a mighty way, and I'm excited about this journey that I'm on, man.
I love that, and I love the fact that you said, your family just kind of supported that transition, because a lot of times when you're in a group and you've been doing that for so long, when you're looking to, get to that juncture where you just want to branch out, sometimes there's always, some pull and tugs right there. But, they've supported you 100%. And then I think you will also, as you were going through everything, the very first EP that you launched when you started in, 2019, the EP, Who, debuted at #1.
Yes,
so, that in and of itself, right? So that's a good place to come. So you're doing this, I'm just trying to, put myself and kind of think about it. You're doing this, with the family. You branch out. I'm sure there was some, sort of uncertainty. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. Everyone is used to the group sound. Now I'm coming out here by myself, but seeing how that debuted at #1, when we're talking, sales chart, just the whole thing when that debuted, what was that confirmation like for you?
Oh man, it was a blessing from God. I was emotional. Actually, I was in New York City at BMI World Trade Center. Sean had a listening party there. I was here on a radio tour, getting ready to go visit Miss Nita the following day. And it was announced that I had the #1 album in the country.
Wow.
And I was so excited. I'll never forget that. That was history. It was in May. I will never forget that. And definitely a dream come true. I pinched myself, thanking God for, the humble beginnings, come from a small family, didn't have much. I have a hometown friend here from Louisiana. He can attest to this testimony. Many talked about us and many laughed at us. And then here it is, years later, I had the #1 album in the country. So that was nobody but God, definitely a dream come true. And so just, I'm glad to be alive for the dream.
Yeah.
So what a blessing it is, man.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Because again, just kind of seeing that, and then you still continued on after that first EP. There was a lot of stuff that happened in between. Then you went ahead and you released your most recent project that we're talking about now, Titus Showers. So once that project dropped, in between that time, you mentioned you teamed up with Jermaine Dolly. You got the #1 record on billboards, media base. So that is like #1s after #1. So I mean, if you just weren't really, that confirmed with that first one, after that second one, just knowing the #1 charting album, where were you when you got that news?
Good question. I was with my mom shopping. She was making groceries. She already knew in advance what transpired. I get a phone call. They say your record's #1 in the country for my sister. And I became emotional in the store, and I let out a big scream, "Let's go!" And I guess everybody in the store was like, "What's wrong with this guy?" And my mom and I had an intimate moment. We hugged, and then they had a big ceremony. Surprised me again. Jerome flew from Philly.
Yeah.
Boss lady came from DC. I had several thank yous and congratulations from industry greats, man. And it was just a dream come true. All of my family and friends celebrating the #1 record in the country. And special shout out to Dolly, man. That's my guy. And I'm just thankful to God, man. What a blessing.
Wow. So, we're going to continue this conversation, but I think we're going to start first with the first track here from the new album. So, Sean, we're going to go with He's Good.
He's good. Let me see you clap your wings. I see it all the time.
Wow, that song just really hits, man. Because, it's just one of those situations as you kind of, know everything that's going on in and around you, but to still make that declaration.
Absolutely.
So what was it that you were going through in that moment when that inspiration hit and you wrote that song?
It's amazing you said that. All of us was going through the same thing. We was in the midst of a pandemic. The Lord gave me a record, and Vaughn Phoenix and I collaborated over Zoom. Zoom was my best friend during the pandemic, and we wrote that song, and we were able to go to the studio and do a virtual session, and we came up with those lyrics to remind the world that the Lord is still good in spite of the darkness that we're always facing. We know that there was a light coming, and we were going to remind the world that the Lord was good once He delivered us. And so we still seeing that light at the end of the tunnel, and we're just thankful to know that we serve a good God.
Absolutely. Indeed, we do serve a good God.
Yes, sir.
And you mentioned in the middle of the pandemic, because I think, during that time, while I'm sure Zoom was our friends, a lot of us was also pretty zoomed out when it comes to that, but to still stay focused, to still create and to just have this project sitting before us right now, Titus Showers, going through all of that. At which point during all the creation, you were like, listen, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to self-title this project. Like, what did that mean for you to self-title the album?
Absolutely. It was a team effort, and it was a meaning behind it. The first album was entitled Who, because I'm leaving from the Showers, and so I was, people wanted to know who Titus Showers was. Yeah. And so I took the text from Matthew when he was with his disciples after performing miracles, and he was just saying, look, some out there saying you John the Baptist, and some saying you this, but he posed that question to Simon Peter and said, who do you say that I am? And so he said, thou art the Christ. So I wanted everyone to know with that initial project that he's the man. It's all about him. And I was introducing Titus Showers as a solo artist, and so then when it came with the second album, self-entitled with Titus Showers. So there you have it. It kind of makes sense, No,
it makes perfect sense. For everyone that was wondering, I knew. I definitely knew. I did. But we got a lot of pastors in the house and bishops.
Absolutely.
So I can't be lying, but shout out to all the bishops, shout out to all the pastors in the house. I see ICB in the house. Shout out to ICB in the house as well too. See, there we go. All right, before we jump into the next song, you mentioned just now when you're saying who is Titus Showers, and even kind of thinking about that, right? Because in the midst of the recording and all of that, you also did, you did a cameo, you did some acting, right? So tell us about that. What was that like?
It was a blessing, man. I was able to learn lines for a movie, man. What a blessing, man. I did a play before back in Louisiana, back in the early 2000s, and I did have to learn a few lines and everything, and that was one of the great actors in that play as well, my hometown guy, Mr. Hollis. And so then I had to learn my own lines for the movie. So it was definitely a learning experience. Yeah. And I had to pretty much practice some acting that I was self-taught, practicing in the closet. Everybody thinks you can act until that camera hit you. They be like, cut. And so, man, I thought I did a good job. But definitely it was a blessing, man, and I was able to feature in that film and also do what I love. I was able to sing a song through ministry, so that was the easy part. They didn't have to cut that. We did that in one take. Thanks be to God for that. So awesome. The lines was a learning experience, so got to work on that some more.
And let everyone know what's the name of the movie.
Cheating in the Next Room. Now I'm not the one that's cheating. So I wanted to make sure
Thou shalt not cheat. Thou shalt not cheat.
So I was like this. I was actually a counselor and like a mentor to the couple, to the guy who actually cheated, and I kind of knew about it a little bit, but I just played my role.
I got you. Y'all should go check it out.
It's gonna be out very soon, very soon.
All right. We're gonna go to the next one. We're gonna go to Tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Bless you, man.
You were ready. Oh, man.
Bless you.
And that was Tomorrow. Wow,
Yes,
wow. So tell us, what was the inspiration or the backdrop on that song?
It's biblical, man. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning, man. We definitely wrote that over Zoom. Me and the great producer, Mr. Vaughn Phoenix, and we wanted to have something that the people can remember. There's joy for you. I know you're going through. We're always going through that dark moment, losing loved ones, family and friends sick, and didn't know if they were going to make it. But joy was going to wait for you in the morning if you just hold on. I don't know when your morning is, but I know if we just hold on to God's unchanging hand, our morning will come. So I wanted to definitely let them know that.
In between singing just now, I heard you, started whistling. And it seems like this guy's whistling is almost on par with his singing. So, I don't know what's going on, man. God is just handing out talent. He already gave you the sing. He skipped me. Then he went back to you again and he gave you whistling. He skipped me a second time. It's like, I don't even know what's going on right now, man.
I used to do it, man. We learned it at home, man. I used to sing all the time. They tell me to shut up, so I just started whistling, and God gave me that gift, and very unique. So I love to do it and implement it while I'm ministering at times. And I didn't know it was that impressive to people. So once I found out it was an impressive thing, I started implementing it every time that I minister. So that's a blessing, So I use it.
I mean, you're using it. I'm not going to hold you against it. Oh man. Actually, before we jump to the next song, you mentioned, growing up, 10 siblings or yourself altogether, 10 of you guys. What was that like? I mean, you have 6 sisters, 3 brothers, what was that like growing up in such a large family?
It was a blessing, man. It indeed was a blessing. At first, it was like hearing the chatter, always telling y'all don't have this and that. And those people who were talking about us, it only motivated us, man. And now we have our own businesses, and those people who was talking about us are now working for us, My sister has a college. She has phlebotomy. She just got signed up to teach nursing at her school. She has a home health business. My other sister has a driving academy. My brother and I have a mental health business where we go out and counsel the youth, show them a better way, those who are dealing with bullying, anxiety, and all those things. My sister has a boys and girls club. My other sister has a daycare. So we all under the same umbrella. My brother's a pastor, and that keeps me flexible. So, man, so in the beginning, we was laughed at and talked about. And I have a witness. I can testify, but we definitely stayed holding on to God's unchanging hand. And so they call us church people and this and that. And so we never let it bother us, man. We just loved on each other, man. And those people who had smaller families wish they would have had a big family. That dynamic, you can't separate it. For Christmas times and holiday time, we always laughing, and then others, man, I wish I had more siblings, So we're just blessed by God that Daddy believed the scripture, being fruitful and multiply.
Come on. Then he's gonna pass that on to you, and then there you go.
Yeah, you passed it on. Yes, indeed. So, man, God has blessed us in a mighty way, and I love my family, man. I get emotional talking about it because that journey wasn't always good, but we just held on to God, and He can.
So, we're gonna get
Trust. Absolutely.
Sorry. I thought that was me singing.
That was you.
Lord, you answered my prayer, but it wasn't. I got to go back to the prayer closet. It's all right. It's all right.
Yes,
I got excited. It's all right. I'm going to take a quick pause here before we preview the video. If you guys have a question, I know you came here. I see some media outlets in the audience. I know something about media outlets. Once they show up to an event like this, they want to at least ask a question or two. And then there's a lot of fans also here. So here, what we're going to do, if you have a question to ask, you can just either say it from there, or you can just come down and take the mic and ask a question. Yeah, go for it.
Hey Titus, how you doing?
What's up, bro?
The question I have is that hat that you're wearing.
Yes, sir, man.
Can you tell us about your hat?
Your hat, man. So, man, I just wanted to change up the style. I wanted to be different. I'm bald head, so I always have to keep something over my head. As a singer, once you minister, you sweat, and everything transpires, and you don't want to catch a cold. So the head is pretty much the starting area. So I always cover up. So I didn't want to just wear the normal Yankee hat or the normal Louisiana hat. I wanted to style it up because I think I'm fly, So I kind of started my own brand as well. I sell hats as well. And so, man, I kind of like to match it up, bro. Good question, bro.
Yes, sir.
My guy.
And he's wearing a fly hat too, so
He's fine.
Real recognize real.
Real recognize real.
I love that. Do we have a second question in the audience?
I do.
Okay.
That's why I asked. All the songs are wonderful, and I know there's purpose behind each one of them and inspiration as to why you did it. My question is, Titus, if you had to pick one of your favorites, what would it be?
Wow. I would say Your Way, Our Way. It means so much to me because my dad has this motto, do what you're supposed to do and not what you want to do. And that whole song was written for my dad. And it stems from Proverbs 3:5. I'm leaning not to our own understanding in all our ways. Acknowledge him and he will direct our path. A lot of times we blame the devil for everything. And a lot of things can be our fault. Because we did what we want to do and now we have to reap this. We did that and reap that. So, but if we do what the Lord told us to do, we wouldn't have to reap as much. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So that motto, do what you're supposed to do and not what you want to do. I choose his way instead of my way. So that song means a lot to me.
We're going to take one more before we check out the video. We're going to go with one more. Go ahead.
So who influences you? If you had to put your sound together and describe it all in one, who have you taken from to make you?
Appreciate it, bro. I grew up, Pastor Judd Key was my guy, bro. I was just dreaming of always sharing the stage with him, and we were fortunate to have him in Louisiana in 97 and 98. I was able to share the stage with him, build a relationship with him as well. So I grew up on Pastor Key music, and I had a big brother, Bobby Showers Jr. He's now pastoring. He taught me a lot, man. So I looked up to my big brother, and Paul Porter was a great inspiration to me because back in Louisiana, they big on quartet music. So I had to show versatility, and the seasons was changing. So I had to change with the seasons and not only be this quartet artist, I had to be a contemporary guy. And then I had to sing at a lot of weddings, so I was even an R&B guy, you know what I'm saying? But I remained soulful in everything that I did and kept that foundation and never wanted to sway from my upbringing, if that makes sense, bro. So those were my inspiration. And in today's time, you have the Travis Greens, you have the Todd Delaney's, you have the Lamont Sanders in the building, the Jonathans, all of these great solo guys, man, and they inspire me, bro, and that's where I get it from, man. Oh, Dion Kippen, man. He helped me pick up the pen. I gotta give a shout out to bro. He wrote a song for my family called Lord, I wanna be better. And once he wrote that, man, I was holding his coattail, like, bro, what do you do? So he inspired me to start writing, and that's my bro, so I gotta give a special shout out to Dion Kippen, man.
Love it. Awesome. Rodney, go right ahead.
Listen, brother Titus, I'm so enjoying your music, man. It's so amazing, and your voice is just anointed clearly.
Bless you.
Now, you mentioned you have a 9 to 5. You have a family of a gazillion people. Everybody's got a business. And you have a family, you're newly married.
Yes.
How do you find balance?
Great question. Great question, man. I was sharing with Jerome up here that I make sure now that I'm married, I spend more time at home. I've been loving on my family all my life. And so she comes first now. And, we have children as well. So we definitely have to implement during the week, bringing the kids to school. Well, all of them are grown, except for my son. Make sure I be at the soccer practice or football practices. I still have to implement those times because even my children, as well as my family, know my dad is my pastor, that on the weekend, mostly I'm tied up. And I lead worship at a church in Louisiana, at Community Church in Covington, Louisiana. So I'm there twice a month, and I build my schedule around that because, God has allowed them to make sure they take great care of me over there. And I want to be there to make sure that I'm able to minister on those 2 Sundays. But those other 2 Sundays, I'm very flexible. And the 9 to 5 is really, I don't have to show up. If that makes sense, because it's my family business and they're not going to fire me. Don't tell them that. I don't show up on time half the time. I just have a title. So that's the blessing of working for the family. Let's keep it flexible, And my wife travels with me now when she's not working. She was waiting on this moment, She's mad. She told me to get off the phone. She's out in New York. It's your fault. You wanted to go to D.C. So,
Wow, it's okay. We're not gonna tell them anything. This is a safe space. It's okay. It's okay.
Yes, don't be on Facebook. It's already there, right?
This is awesome, guys. Continue with the questions right after. We're gonna just take a quick minute while we get set up here for the screening of the new video, name on it. But also, if you're taking photos, you're doing reels, videos, whatever it is, make sure that you're hashtagging Titus Showers, hashtagging name on it, because we want everyone to see this video. Once it hits, once it drops, I'm going to get into all the details around that. Titus has a really, really packed schedule right now with New York, with the rest of the week. We want to make sure we push his brother, we support him, and we just get it out there.
And they can call me to book them.
Come on. You
Right
call her to book. All right, so we're going to take a quick minute.
All right.
Let's give it up one more time for Titus. Slight technical difficulties. It was 2 minutes.
Well, while we're waiting, our record company is watching, the boss lady at AMP Records. So can we all say hi to Regina Showers? Hi, Regina!
Coming back home, right? You went up to New York and now you got about that. But it's okay. What's love to Regina out there too? Yeah, she down there. She can hold us down.
Yeah, they come from the way.
That's good. That's
It's starting to come. It's coming.
I'm asking what you share.
It's okay. It's okay.
I saw you eat. Why you not sharing? I'm hungry. I need one.
We're about to start.
That's my wife.
Oh yeah.
He's holding it for me, and he tailored it for me, so nobody can claim it's got my name. Ooh, there's a blessing just for me. Prepare for me, just for me. I believe you. It's got my name. Come on, everybody, right where you are. I want to know he's holding it for me. He's here. He tailored it. Oh, and nobody it's got my name. Come on, say, you love me. I'm glad to know he tailored it just for me. I'm sticking to the mountain, claiming my promise. It's got my name on it. I'm sticking to the mountain, claiming my promise. It's got my name on it. I'm sticking, yeah. I'm sticking to the mountains, claiming my promise. It's got my name on it. I'm sticking, I'm sticking to the mountains, claiming my promise. It's got my name on it. I'm sticking, I'm sticking to the mountains, claiming my promise. It's got my name on
So it seems like y'all like the new video. got a hit on your hand here, man. Everyone's
blessing,
liking the new video.
Yeah.
And you got a pretty, well, I guess before we even get into what you have scheduled that's going to be coming up, where everyone is going to be able to see the new video once it premiered, but what was the creative process like, just putting all of this together to represent it visually?
Definitely, shout out to Mr. Edric Hodges and Vision Minded Crew back in Louisiana. They came up with all of the concept of what to do in the video shoot, and my wife so wanted to be in the video. She was like, I'm coming to the video shoot, and she wanted to be in the video, so we implemented a space for her. It had nothing to do with the video, but she was pretty. You know what I'm saying? She was beautiful. So I was like, okay, baby. So when she came, she didn't know it was gonna be an all-day thing. She thought it was just in and out one take. But I don't think she want to do it again after that. So I brought her to work with me. So it was just a creative concept. Shout out to Vision Minded Crew, Edric Hodges. And I was just able to take my cues and my partners and my amazing singers. We were really like singing along with the track. So that's why the lip syncing was really on point. You know, so we were singing back to back to back to back on different takes, so we were very exhausted after that day.
Well, I mean, you guys put in the work, and clearly everyone is loving it, and you know, you're going to be doing a whole lot this week, you know, promoting the new video. So, you know, kind of starting with what's going to be happening with BET. So the new music video is going to be releasing on BET. Come on, y'all. Come on. Tuesday the 14th, that's tomorrow for anyone that's not tracking. Tomorrow, 14th at 6 a.m. So, you know, if you're an early riser, you know, you can get up, you can catch it there again, but guess what? It's going to also be playing again for every hour after that. So you want to make sure you go there, you want to make sure you check it out. I'm not talking to you directly, I'm talking to you, so I'm going to turn this way. We want to make sure that you go there and you check out this video, all right? You check out this video, but also tomorrow, I mean, you know, again, like I said, you got a pretty packed schedule. So what else you got going on tomorrow over at Sirius?
I'll be over there ministering. I'm about 4 or 5 songs at Sirius XM and interviewing as well, and I will be live, so definitely looking forward to that. Shout out to the amazing one and only Miss Mita. So I'm honored to have that great opportunity, and Miss Mita is a friend, so she also tells me some things behind the scenes, what to do and not to do. As far as wardrobe purposes and stuff. And she's a friend. Yeah. And I really appreciate that. She believing in me, and I'm able to go over to Sirius, and they spin my record, but dreams come true when people tag me, seeing my music on the radio, man, and I don't take it lightly. I'm really humbled by that, and so very packed schedule tomorrow with that, and then get back to Louisiana and working again, concerts and ministering as well. So I'm excited about everything that the Lord is doing.
I think there's one other thing too, right? Because, you know, there's the Sirius, there's the music video, but also there's a little something that's happening in Times Square. So, you know, that's also going down.
I wasn't supposed to tweet that. I'm glad
come on, we want to get out there, right?
Well, I'm glad you did.
We want them to get out there. So, I mean, listen, man, you
3 more hours.
In 3 more hours.
Yes,
3 more hours. If you guys still gonna be hanging out in the city at midnight, you know, I mean, you know, you're all grown adults, you're gonna be hanging out in the city at midnight, you know, skip on over to 1560 Broadway between 46 and 47, you know, skip on over there. You want to go ahead, you want to take a photo of that, you want to, you know, record it, you want it showing up on the billboards, you want to tag Titus, you want to tag Verily, you know, you want to tag NP Record, you just want to just, you know, like I said, we want New York to really support this brother. I mean, you know, it's going to be rotating. If you miss it tonight, you know, you don't have to feel bad. It's going to be rotating for 24 hours, multiple times during the 24-hour period. So, you know, you're working in the city, you got an hour lunch break. You can skip 20 minutes over there, you know, grab something from Times Square, you know, an expensive bottle of water or something, but, you know, you want to go there and you want to support him, man. So this is amazing. So, you know.
What a blessing, man. Dream come true, man. Blessing, man. I'm humbled indeed, bro. What a blessing.
Love it, love it. Before I pass this back over to Sean, I think we're gonna do at least 2 more questions. I know I had some hands up earlier. If those hands still want to ask a question, we got anyone else? We got 2, we got 3. That's right, we can do 3. All right, go ahead.
I would just like to know, where can we buy the hat?
The hat? Oh, so I have a line that's available. It's called Titus Showers merch. And I'm updating my merchandise as we speak, because during the pandemic, the ordering of the hats was coming from a different country and it was coming in slowly. So I halted the business until everything get back up and running. So now I'm getting everything back up and running. You can follow me on my social media platforms and we can definitely make that happen for you. Absolutely. Thanks so much.
Awesome. That's a great question. Because I need to up my hand game. I'm looking at these brothers right here. This brother right here is wearing a fly hat.
This guy right here,
Josh right here. Josh, wearing some fancy hat. I gotta up my hat game, man. Friends don't let friends don't have nice things. So come on, Josh, if you're my friend, you gotta let me know what's up, Josh. You gotta let me know. Titus got me though. He got me. He's gonna let me know what's up.
Sir.
All right. We had another question. Oh, go ahead, Jerome.
I know the first time you went #1 with you and Valley on the song. How is it this time? Because you came in last week on Billboard Airplay number 26. So the needle is moving in the right direction and the handwriting is on the wall. How is it this time around as the first time around? From the first time around, what is your mindset coming into it this time?
I'm hungry. I want to do it again. And having the right team around me is helping me to do it again. The Lord is blessing. We're keeping Him first, and the sky's the limit, because I will share with other artists. Get you a team, someone that cares for you, someone that's going to work for you behind the scenes as well as on the scenes and make you look good in front of all of you amazing people. And so guys such as yourself, guys such as my manager, my big sister, who pours all of the resources that is needed for God to continue to open doors for me. So make sure you have a great team, and as long as that is intact, if you did #1 before, you can do it again. And so that's our goal, to always continue to be a blessing unto the people of God. And so the journey is a patient journey. So I remain patient in all that I do, because waiting on the Lord is never tiresome. So we definitely just taking this journey one day at a time, and seeing you climb up the charts, you're on the way there. And so we waiting on it, and we ready to receive another #1. And we believe in God for it, because Jerome's going to tell you the truth. That's one thing about having a great radio guy. He's going to tell you the truth. If you have something that he can work with, he's going to be honest with you. And if you don't, he can't work with it. So just the fact that he endorsed it, I know it can be a #1. So shout out to the great Jerome Hunt in the building.
We got one more here too.
Okay.
So, my question is, what advice, you kind of answered it, but just to reinstate the question, what advice do you have for new gospel artists as well?
Absolutely, man. Shout out to my guy, man. Who definitely, it was a project in school or something.
Yeah.
And he can share it with you, man. But he was always picking off of me, asking me questions. And definitely, it's not all about your gift. So many people can sing. You have a guy under the subway right now getting ready to catch a train that can out-sing me and all of your other favorite artists as well. But it's the fact of being able to have your business in order. It's not all about your relationship with God, because we see secular artists sell more than gospel artists. Come on, say amen. Yeah. Somebody, Lord, come on, you should have been preaching. I should have been standing ovation. But definitely, man, but see, so it's all about having your business in order, bro, and having someone to pour resources in you, because it's very important. You rarely see people making it overnight. Your favorite artists didn't make it overnight. They went through a process. So in the process of time, God continues to elevate you and open those doors so you can go reach. But don't get weary in well doing. Galatians 6:9. You do not weary in well doing. You'll be seasoned. You should if you play that.
Great question. Go ahead.
It's not a question. It was your video. When I saw the video, it was amazing. And that scene when your hat was off, I saw the glory.
Bless you. That's something good, man. Bless you, brother.
Beautiful.
I appreciate it, man. Bless you, bro.
Yes.
I gotta get your name, man. That's something good, man. That's what it's all about, to see the glory, man. You know, it's not about me. It's always about him. And I do it for him, man. And I'm honored, man. I'm honored.
I'm not trying to take your shine, but I got to tell everybody, and especially with that question the young man asked, as an artist, Titus is one of the most humble artists I have ever worked with.
Amen.
And so humility has opened up a lot of doors for him. I want to say that to all the artists in the building, because you get a song and then your head gets real big.
Right.
But he is the same, like this 24/7. Always has a smile.
Amen.
Greets everybody, never gets cocky. And this is why God is doing what he's doing with his music.
Yeah, another question.
Can I add on to what you, Apostle said? That is 1,000% true, and it makes my job easier.
Amen.
Because remember, as artists, I have to go in here and fight for spots on radio.
Yes.
And how they see you and your reputation is everything. So when we're pushing for increases on spins, when we're trying to go #1 this week, the first thing they do is think about the artist, who the artist is. And every time they say, listen, we cool with Titus, we love Titus, whatever you're doing, we're supporting it. So again, just be polite to people and be in the right headspace. And always be careful and be generous, because you don't know who's in the room.
Yes, sir.
And radio, remember.
Yes,
Trust me. They remember everything.
Can I just piggyback off of what Jerome said? TV and television remembers as well. So when you want to get on those, special BT specials and things that they just surrounding gospel, it's a small pool for them to pull from as it comes for gospel. So again, your reputation precedes you. And again, people ask questions. Everybody know a friend who knows a friend who knows a friend. Right. Nowadays, they're not even going that route. They'll go on your DM and ask. They go straight to your social media. His social media is so uniform and it's so, class. It's such a class. It's with taste. It's with effort. It's with consciousness of how he's represented himself, how he's represented his dad and his mom first and foremost. And then his community, his brothers and sisters. So again, I share that with my indie artists and independent artists. Definitely go the route of like Jerome said, like Apostle said. Again, you gotta put the good faith in, put the good foot forward in terms of how you treat everybody, how you greet everybody. Never, I don't care how tired you are. Stay, you greet, you give a hug, because you never know who that person is or who that person's going to be 5 years ago, because they may now be the president of your record label. You know what I'm saying? And then people remember that. You know what I'm saying? And they'll, so definitely, take these nuggets of wisdom, guys. You got history and you got some legends in the room, so definitely take this.
Can I add something on to what everybody else is saying really quick? Just is that I've been watching not just Titus, but the whole family sitting in the church, because I went to Father's church for a while there in Hammond, Louisiana, and it's that the humbleness that everybody is talking about is not just Titus, it's the family. Mm-hmm. And so when he said earlier that how the family was together and then things that they did, I could see that in their ministry, what they was delivering out into the world.
Yes.
And so me is, I left home, went in the military for a very long time. And to be here in New York is where I got stuck. But I try to make it home every once in a while. It's that you never know, just like he said, you never know who's on the other side.
Yes, sir.
When you make these trips. Because as you've been out here, I've been following you, I've been following your brother's ministry too, out there in the parking lot, and everybody can go in, right? So it's that I know the humbleness that he came from. So when he displayed that to the world, it's that it just shined. That's it.
Amen.
All right, thank you for that. One last
comment and I have a question. The first comment, my comment is the song Tomorrow, but I loved all the music. But it had, to me, I could hear like a classic Clark Sisters harmony, and I wasn't sure if it was intentional or just happened, but it definitely heard like a resonance.
The preaching. But it was a Marvin moment. I wanted a Marvin Winans moment. Ain't no need to worry what the night is going to bring. So I go there right after I sing tomorrow. It'll be all over in the morning. So, I had that moment instead of a Clark Sister moment. But the production, I see what you're saying, but you was online though. You was reading the you right. You definitely right. Absolutely. They were killing, right? What a blessing.
But that takes me into my question. You became a solo artist coming out of your family's group, but who are your background singers? Are they family members, or did you audition, or how did you?
So 2 of my sisters were singing background with me. They're married, of course, and so they retired. So I have amazing singers that sing with me in Louisiana. They do the studio stuff, and then my producers, Lucius Hoskins and Vaughn Phoenix. They one resides in Houston, Texas. And the other one resides in Chicago, but he just moved up to some part of Buffalo. I forgot, not Buffalo, but some part of New York, Long Island, Rhode Island, or something like that. Long Island. He just moved to Long Island, and he would use his singers. But whenever I do concerts, I have amazing singers. That was one, Jamaric Campbell, Sherwyn Mitchell, Ashley, Amanda, and Ashley Tremaine. Those are great singers from back home that I use. But my family just want to sit back and see their brother go to work every time.
Awesome. All right. I know we were having a lot of fun. Before I hand it back over to Sean again, just to kind of recap, tomorrow, 3/14, 6 a.m., the new video is going to be releasing on BT Gospel, and it's going to be playing for each hour after that. Titus is also going to be over with SiriusXM, so he's going to be there. He's going to be doing some performances and so forth around 2:15. Then the billboard, if you after here, some of you still like to party. If after here you want to go hang out in Times Square and just chill and just relax, spend an extra 2 hours in Times Square, and then you're going to see the billboard. Make sure you take a photo of it. Make sure you video, and you tag Titus Shower, hashtag, name on it, hashtag, and also Titus, when it comes to Stella Awards, Titus is going to be in several categories for the Stella Awards that we want you guys, we're pushing to get support in multiple categories. We're going to be looking at Artist of the Year, we're going to be looking at Song of the Year, Male Artist of the Year, Album of the Year, recording music, packaging of the year. We definitely want you guys' support. If you're a voting members, if once it opens up, if you're a SAGMA member, once it's opened up to the public voting as well, just remember Titus Showers. Yes. Remember this album, Titus Showers. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to remember Titus Showers. The song that's there. But y'all, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for supporting Titus. Sean, back to you.
Hey, once again, we did it. Did we not do it? I'm so glad. I want to tell you sometimes these kids, man, yo, he's still my little brother. I'm getting married off. He's still my baby brother. I love him. I'm so happy, and it's nothing for me to tie my time and my service and my resources and my connections, and that's another thing that's valuable as new artists is to build relationships and build connections and resources. So sometimes, relationships, it's not always about the money, but if you have the great relationship and you have the great people on your team, they can push you through those doors without the money. So, hey, but I thank God that I'm able to tie my time and my resources and my connections. And thank you guys for coming to this beautiful space and hanging out with us in Times Square. Once again, I just say I'm happy for you, dude.
Bless you, bro.
I'm happy. So what we're going to do is real quick,